Original post on mobile. I first want to thank everyone for all the advice I got from my original post. I'm sorry for not replying to any comments. I think I only replied to one comment. My head was all over the place. I'll try to keep this update short. As was suggested by many of the comments, I decided to tell my husband first and proceed from there. My husband lost it. He first thought it was a joke. We talked about the issue and we decided we should first talk to our son before telling my brother. We confronted our son with what I saw. He already knew what was going on as he saw my Reddit post and put two and two together. He didn't deny anything, he confessed. He told us him and Sil have been having sex since February last year. He was 17 at the time. My son said it started on Sil's birthday party he attended. They got drunk and had sex in a bathroom, and they have been meeting at hotels ever since and sneaking off at family gatherings. After my son's confession, my husband just lost it and told my son to leave the house and go into our condo in town as he didn't want to see him in front of him at this moment. When my son was gone, my husband stormed into my brother's room and told my brother everything. Sil was not in the house at that moment. My brother lost it and packed his stuff, took the kids and left. He asked where my son had gone. He said he wanted to teach him lesson. We didn't tell him and he eventually left. Sil didn't return. I think my brother might have called her or my son warned her and she is afraid to come back. Her things are still in the house. In all the screaming and shouting, my daughters heard everything and are devastated that their family might be ruined. They miss their brother and are afraid my husband won't ever let him in the house again. My husband hates all forms of infidelity to the core and has always drilled this in our two eldest children, that they must never cheat on anyone or be in a relationship with someone in a relationship. I know I did nothing wrong in this, but how will I ever look my brother in the eye again? He won't answer and calls or text. My husband said I should give him time to heal. My son has left the condo because he is afraid of what my brother will do to him and is now hiding at a friend's, and he won't tell us which friend. No word on Sil. Info. Sil was the one who initiated sex the first time my son and her slept together. She was the one booking hotel rooms, buying my son dinners and lunches. My son was even receiving an allowance from her.
I have a feeling this friend is Sil. Maybe they might be somewhere together. But obviously he could just be worried about someone finding out where he is, and coming to beat his ass. But ultimately, your biggest issue should be with his wife. She took advantage of a teenager and kept it up for so long.
Well, what about blaming the sister-in-law? Is everybody blaming your son for this? I would suspect Sil initiated it, or at least could have fended off a 17-year-old kid when it started last year. Is she hiding too? It'll blow over eventually, but your son should probably keep his head down and keep hiding for a while.
The fact that your son won't tell you where he's at and nobody knows where your Sil is, has me thinking that they may be together. She was giving your son money. Wow, if there wasn't enough red flags already.
So a 30-plus-year-old woman got a 17-year-old boy drunk and took advantage of him. Got it.
Deleted.
Lady, if you and your husband are not physically conjoined at the hip, I would be out there looking for your kid, and asking for your husband's forgiveness later. Your son needs you. Regardless of the situation, he is not mentally mature enough to deal with any of this. He needs someone in his court right now, and it can't be your dirt-ass Sil. He needs an adult, and more than that, a parent.
And GT. Info. Sil was the one who initiated sex the first time my son and her slept together. She was the one booking hotel rooms, buying my son dinners and lunches. My son was even receiving an allowance from her. Firstly, he was underage when they started. And she initiated. That is fucked up and might be worth a conversation with the authorities. Secondly, she was paying for sex. Not sure who makes the money in their relationship, but most couples share their finances. So your brother was paying for your son to fuck his wife. That is all the kinds of wrong.
Your Sil is a predator. Please file a police report on her. Your family would greatly benefit from therapy. That sounds like grooming or statutory rape. Your son needs therapy.